In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a day-night transition in Keynote on Mac with just a couple photos and a shape. So to start off, we're going to add a new blank slide, and then we're going to take the initial photo that you want to use for the dunes or whatever you're doing. This can be used for a city skyline or pyramids or trees, anything like that, anything that has a sky in the background. I'm going to kind of zoom in to my favorite part of the photo, which is about right here. Then I want to remove this background. So you go to click remove background up here at the toolbar. And Keynote is going to try to do it automatically, but I don't like the way it does it. So I'm going to go down here to reset, and then I'm going to click and drag and remove the background the way I like, which is just like that. Click off. And now we have a translucent background with these dunes in front. Now I'm going to get a shape from up here. A normal square is fine. I'm going to make sure it takes up the whole background. Then I'm going to go to Format and change the color to an Advanced Gradient Fill. And as you can see, it automatically uses the settings I want, which is sort of this light blue over here from the color wheel. And then the other side, I just used a pure white. We're going to move this to the back by coming to our object list, which you can access by clicking object list. And this button may not be here for you. So just go to view and then go down to object list right here, and that will bring it up for you. You can see the rectangle is on top. I want to take that to the back. So now it's behind the dunes. We're going to create our nighttime slide. So we're going to come over here, right click, duplicate. And to change the dunes, all we're going to do is adjust the saturation and the exposure. So you come over here to image. We're going to bring down the saturation to about 85 or 86%. We're going to bring the exposure all the way down. So it got darker, but I want it to be even more dark. So we're going to come over here to this advanced adjust image window. I'm going to take this levels slider and just bump it up a little bit. That way it's really dark. Then this background is still daytime. We want that to be nighttime. So I'm going to come over here and get my nighttime background image, copy it, Command C, and then Command V on the keyboard. That's paste. Then I'm going to enlarge this to make sure it takes up the background. I'm going to come over to the object list and drag it right to the back. Now, as you can see, our rectangle is still here. We still want it here. We just want it to be translucent. So I'm going to bring the opacity down to 0, and then watch what happens when we add a magic move transition to this daytime slide. We're getting there. It's not quite perfect. What we need to do is copy this nighttime photo on the previous slide. We're going to go to the object list, bring it all the way to the back. Now let's watch that transition. There we go. You could keep it like that, but I like to add just a little bit of movement. So on this nighttime slide, I'm going to move, click and drag this nighttime image to the right. It's going to kind of look like a time lapse of daytime turning to nighttime. Let's see here. Beautiful, except let's slow it down a little bit. I'm going to bump this up to 3 seconds. It's really going to look like, ooh, that nighttime is just rolling in. It's really, really pretty. Let me see that one more time. Oh man, that's just so good. Now, let's say you're working on a project and you want some information on these slides. So for example, we can compare the daytime temperature of the Sahara Desert to the nighttime temperature. These are just 2 text boxes, and I adjusted the fill on this one to an advanced gradient fill, just a red with a darker red. And I'm using 2 different fonts here just to make it look a little more visually appealing. And this is just a line with a little circle at the bottom of one end. And then I made it 50% opacity. And then on the nighttime slide, same idea, except I added just a little bit of animation so that when you come over here and do the magic move, that will fade out. We're going to go to nighttime, and then once this nighttime slide appears, we're going to make sure this line comes in after the transition, and it should look something like this. Boom, and then you'll see this information appear on the slide. So that is what the transition looks like. Thank you guys for watching. I hope it's been useful, and I'll see you in the next video.